Winehand. That one was not easy to miss, was it?
That would probably go on the training films for officials because the league this year in particular has mandated that exactly that type of play be whistled down with more regularity. Slashes to the hands. So the Islanders, who are 5 out of their last 13 covering the last 2 games on the power play, put it to work with Janssen and O'Coin on the points, Ronning, Hunter, and Papineau up front. Schaefer and White, the forwards for Ottawa. Here's Papineau to the net, but Chara with that amazingly long reach was able to knock it off his stick.
Looked like a breakaway, didn't it? There wasn't anyone within 15 feet on either side of Papineau, who's not a slow player. He's got good speed.
I don't think there's any such thing as a breakaway if Zdeno Chara is one of the defenders. Just can't get clear of that arm span, wingspan.
You know, that's one thing he's learned so well in Ottawa is the ability to use his stick.
Ronning using his behind the net to try to make a play. Finds Hunter along the boards. He failed to connect with Ninema, and here's Hossa. He could fly, driving to the net. Hossa pulls up, centers, and DiPietro with a save on Rakunik, who jumped in.
Rakunik just followed up the play. Hunter started the play with the puck, and he tried to make a pass back to Ninema, and just as he was making the pass, I think it was Hossa that got a stick on his stick. And then Hossa just takes off up the ice. What a tremendous player Hossa is. And Hamrlik makes a good defensive play, and Rakunik followed up, didn't get all of it.
Zdeno Chara tried to fire to the net. That hit a leg. It comes back to Chara, and now he wants to spread the penalty kill out. 44 seconds remaining to the Islander power play. Now it's Hamrlik with Ninema, Kvasha, Winehandle, and Cherkovsky up front for New York. Kvasha trying to split through, nothing doing there. And Wade Redden sends it all the way down.
If you were to ask, I think a lot of hockey people, Howie, who the best two-way player in the league is, Hossa would get a lot of votes, wouldn't he?
Well,
he might end up right at the top.
He's just going to get better, too. He's so young.
What a player.
24 years of age. And here's a 2-on-1 developing. Hamrlik with Chara. Chara goes to the net, gets there, and DiPietro with a big glove save on Zdeno Chara. Just now does Spezza come out of the box, so that was a shorthanded opportunity, and the Senators had a couple during that Islander power play, which failed to produce a New York shot. White for Schaefer in the corner. DiPietro sticks it away, and Janssen takes it back. Flings it up the right wing. Aaron Asham with Scatchard going to the net. Looks for him. Brusek poked it away. And now Janssen feeds Bates along the board. Bates curls it back with help from Asham in behind the net to Scatchard. Asham floating to the front of the net. Scatchard looks that way. Instead, it's Bates in the corner. Now for Scatchard going to the net. And again, Brusek used his stick to poke it out of danger. Daniel Alfredson fired rink wide.
Breaking in, and what a save coming up right there. DiPietro with the glove and the shorthanded save on Zdeno Chara.
Wade Redden at the Ottawa line. Guns it ahead to Spezza. He was spun around by O'Coin. Smolinski follows, gets it back, and DiPietro stops him as Hamrlik made a nice quick pass. Brian Smolinski.
He's every help to those 2 young players that we talked about, Spezza and Havlat on that line.
Former Islander came to Ottawa at the trade deadline last year, signed a long-term contract there. Good job by O'Coin to tie up Schaefer in front. Now Blake around Redden. Blake shoots, and a save by Brusek. Good rush by Jason Blake.
He caught Redden flat-footed. Blake had all
going
the speed.
With a win on the 1st of December against Philadelphia. Since then, they've only lost 3 games. That's how good they've been. Trent Hunter looks for Blake. Oh, but Redden was there to slap it away. Now Blake has a second chance. Blake shoots, he scores! Jason Blake, with 18 seconds remaining in the first period, gives the Islanders a 1-0 lead.
Now Hunter made this play. Watch Hunter try and make the pass. Doesn't, then he'll steal it again right there, and then makes a pass a second time to Blake. So great play by Hunter, and then Blake with the quick wrist shot. The first time he tried to go to the far side. This time he goes to the near side. There's the play again by Hunter. Misses the first time, steals the puck, and then makes the pass. So Blake went far side last time. This time he goes short side. to give the Islanders a 1-0 lead late.
It comes in the closing minute. Only 18 seconds remain in the period. So Blake has the Islanders in front. Chara tried to play it to the net and hit Aaron Asham as time runs out with Asham and Phillips. Doyle some hostilities, but they peel away, and Blake with the goal as the Islanders on top 1-0. Good play by Trent Hunter. Second effort to set him up.
That was a great play by Hunter.
One period in the books, and the Islanders with a late goal by Jason Blake have the 1-0 lead. Let's take a look at first period highlights. They are brought to you by BMW. Stop dreaming, start driving, the ultimate driving machine. Zdeno Chara was all over the place in that first period.
Well, he hit when he had the opportunity, used his reach to defend, and even shorthanded had that opportunity, and a good save by Rick DiPietro. And then Chara with the shot, hard shot. DiPietro stopped that.
And then Jason Blake had one chance and later another.
Now this was a great move by Blake. See, on that one he went to the far side. Prusik made the save with the blocker. On the goal, he takes the pass from Hunter and beats him to the short side. That goal was late and gave the Islanders the 1-0 lead.
Ottawa outshot the Islanders 12-10. In that first period, but at the end of it,
watch him throw. See him throw it? He just throws it all the way across the ice without even having to look. And Smolinski was right on the stick and a good scoring chance.
Wade Redden just hit the crossbar right off the face-off. And the Senators go after it again with Spezza stepping into Kvasha. Well, Kvasha nudged it to the line, but no further. Smolinski got it down the boards. Kvasha gets it again. Good work by Smolinski, though, prevented Kvasha from working that puck all the way down. So it's the Senators who are able to play it deep and change on the move 3 minutes into the second period. Ronning for Hamrlik. Mapletop waits on the other side, reverses for Ronning. Ronning away from Lassit, who wraparound, he scores! Cliff Ronning on a wraparound goal makes it 2-0 New York.
Howie Ronning was on his backhand. He tried to put the puck back in the corner. It bounced off a skate and came back to him. And Prusik was expecting the puck on the other side. That's what left the side open. Curtis Lassit was back there. Watch him try and move it. Goes off a skate, comes right back to him, and he just puts it in the empty side. So Ronning gets the fortuitous bounce. Prusik was looking the other way, and that little opening, and Ronning with a big goal.
So 2 games here at the Coliseum for Cliff Ronning as an Islander, 2 goals. Saturday night it was in a 5-on-3 power play sequence. Right here it's at even strength. And the Islanders have a 2-0 lead. Martinek in over the line from Mapletop, the backhander off the left pad of Martin Prusik.
And this is the 4th line for Ottawa. This has been a line that's been good for them because when they've needed someone to spark the team, it's been the 4th line that's done it. And now Neal looks like he wants to fight Cairns, takes the stick, rips it out of his hands.
I think Cairns just gives Neal a little pop as they head to their respective benches.
Neither player wants to take a penalty. They don't play well. That's his weakness.
Here's Spezza firing. That's blocked. Rebound Redden in front. And DiPietro slid out to get that shot from Hamrlik with 12:51 remaining in the second period.
Here's a look at our Panasonic digital replay. That's Jason Spezza. His shot will be blocked by Cairns. Rebound by Redden. Watch the stick right there of DiPietro as Hamrlik was waiting to put it in.
So it remains 2-0 New York. Scatchard, Winehandle, and Kvasha up front for the Islanders, but a whistle.
A lot of those players that played on that team were freshmen when I was a senior, and they were just learning a little bit about college hockey and coming on. Robbie McClanahan and Steve Kristoff, right. Phil Vercoda was another one of those.
I got to ask you something. Were you, because the American kid in the NHL was far from the standard that he's become now, even back in 1980. Were you received or treated any differently around the league after that by virtue of the fact that the Americans suddenly had reached that level of hockey prominence?
Not well, you know what? I was hurt at the time. I didn't play the rest of the season because I had major knee surgery, so I didn't play until the following year. And I don't think so from that, at least the next year.
Hamrlik with a shot, and DiPietro came out again. Rakunik the rebound. DiPietro stops that as well. DiPietro with 2 big saves.
And then he stopped the third one, Howie, that maybe we'll get to see in our replay. Stopped the third one on Hossa, I believe, with his left arm.
Hamrlik, but there's going to be a penalty here. A slash indicated. But Rick DiPietro has come up big this afternoon.
Look at this. Here's the first one by Hamrlik. Excellent save. He'll make another one while he's down right here. Where's the next one? Right there with his left arm when Hossa went through the crease. 1, 2, or that was the third one. That was the third one with his left arm on Hossa.
Janssen goes off for a slash.
This is the first power play of the game, right, for Ottawa?
And their power play has been unreal lately. They have scored a power play goal, 1 or more, in 8 straight games. They're 13 for their last 42, which is just a shade under 1/3. And you could see, you know, that they're about 11% lower than that during the regular season when they're 2nd overall. So that's how hot they've been lately.
Yeah, they have so much talent. And Alfredson, who was not in the lineup when the Islanders were there a few days ago, is back healthy again. He was out with the flu, and he plays the right point on the power play.
Alfredson along the wall here, being bothered by Bates, comes back to Chara. Zdeno Chara, hassled by Bates. Spezza, White, Smolinski, the forwards, with Alfredson and Chara the point men. And Hamrlik sends it all the way down.
Oh, and you see how important Alfredson is. You see the last time that the Islanders cleared it, Alfredson went back to get it, which he's doing now, and carried the puck all the way up the ice, gained the blue line with control, and set it up. And he's doing the same thing again.
But he couldn't get it past Blake.
Blake knocked it out of midair, got a piece of the puck out of midair, and then retrieved it and cleared it.
Coming down to 40 seconds of power play time remaining for the Senators. Good work at the line there by O'Coin. And now Hossa for Hamrlik. Back to Hossa. O'Coin took him. Blake's got the puck, and the Senators will chase.
Well, the Islanders have really been alert in this game thus far. I mean, they lead it 2-0, and the players without the puck are doing a great job of looking around and picking up players.
Redden fires it in. Hossa couldn't handle it. Ninema tried to reverse it, but it hit Bond, who himself was hit, and that creates a chance for Bates. Short-handed to the net. He shoots on. Prusak with a glove save to rob Bates, who cannot get any more frustrated than he is now.
He might as well just try and kick it in at this point. I mean, he worked so hard. And this whole play has started with O'Coin. A hit in the corner in their own end. There's O'Coin on Bonk. That knocks the puck free, allows Bates to play it off of the defenseman, and then he gets his chance. And Prusak with a beautiful glove save. He's getting hassled on the play from Rakunik from behind. Bates still gets the shot. And now Kenny Janssen out of the penalty box.
No shots on that.
That's what he did after the breakaway, where Prusak made the glove save.
Time for the Jerry Tarkanian act.
That's right.
Saturday night we had a great shot of Bates with that towel in his mouth, and he was chomping down pretty hard on it. Wade Redden fires it in. DiPietro comes out.
There's a Campbell conference and some other conferences, but in any event, all the teams he's played with, he's East. He used to be West in Vancouver. Adrian O'Coin scored his first goal when he came up as a young player in 1995, and Cliff Ronning was on the ice, a Canuck teammate, to congratulate a young Adrian O'Coin on his first goal. And look who congratulates Cliff Ronning on his first Islander goal. Adrian O'Coin and Cliff Ronning reunited on the ice.
2-0 lead over the Ottawa Senators at the end of 2 periods. Let's take a look at second period highlights. They are brought to you by BMW. Stop dreaming, start driving, the ultimate driving machine.
Well, this high-scoring Ottawa team, they haven't scored goals, but they have had chances. And Rick DiPietro has had to make some quality saves. Smolinski on one. Doesn't have to make that save as Redden hits the post. And then Marty Hamrlik gets a chance. That one goes off the stick of DiPietro. And then this save, and then using the stick. So Rick DiPietro's had a tremendous game for the Islanders. The Islanders led 1-0, And Cliff Ronning tries to move the puck. Watch, it hits a skate, comes back to him. Krusek, the goaltender, was expecting the puck to be in the corner. Instead, it was on Ronning's stick on the other side of the net, and he put it in to make it 2-0. But how about this series of saves? 1, Hamrlik. 2, Spezza. And then the third one was Hossa. And then Krusek on Bates with a beautiful glove save, and Bates just kind of, I guess, expects that now. And he just goes to the bench looking for something to chew on.
That's what happens when you've gone
say,
7.
Where's my father? That's what I was waiting for. Where's my father?
That's the famous shot.
That sounds like it, doesn't it?
I think
I should have played.
Was Craig's
that
accent that deep, New England?
Yes.
Accent? Yeah, was that
yes.
deep? But that's, Joe, of course, is referring to that famous shot where, with the flag draped around his shoulders, Jim Craig was looking into the stands trying to find his dad.
I should have played that role.
I think you could have, and you've been on skates.
I mean, he was, as Deb said, a hunk, but we're not necessarily looking for a hunk in that role, are we?
Well,
he's a goalie.
I think that was in the job description. Hossa with a drive. DiPietro stops that.
And you see what he did with the stick? He used the stick to poke the puck away.
Remember, Ottawa on the power play here for the first minute and a half of this third period because of the O'Coin penalty. Redden with a drive, missed the net. Bonk knocked down. Pekka couldn't tee it up. Hossa steps into Ninema. And the scramble won by Havlat, who works it free to Alfredson, and he shot it wide. 52 seconds remaining in the power play with the Senators buzzing. Blake couldn't clear it past Alfredson. So now Bonk with a little room here. Finds Hossa, closes and centers, and it's clipped off the post by Havlat. Havlat standing just to the side of the net, chipped it off the iron. Half minute remains to the Ottawa power play. Alfredson, good move into the Islanders zone. Surrounded, leaves it for Phillips. Now Chris Phillips across the blue line for Smolinski. Down to 17 on the Ottawa power play. Janssen up the boards to Bates. He was checked, but Kvasha spins it past Phillips and down the ice.
Oh, that chance by Havlat. Even Ninema knew that he was going to have to go over and cover him, so he backed up and tried to take that pass away. It still couldn't. Havlat still got a shot.
Now White for Chara. Penalty over. Chara's shot stopped and now held by DiPietro. Spezza was poised to cash in, but Asham gave him a bump. Let's look back at SG Network. All the day's news, scores, and highlights. Post-game from here, as well as from Boston. And Nick's highlights as well. All coming up on MSG Network at 10. Pietro gloves it for Radek Martina. And he's iced it. So there's going to be another face-off in the Islander zone, which is dangerous the way the Senators have been winning the draw.
Oh, this was the fourth line that came out for Ottawa. And they did a good job of keeping the puck in, getting a shot, forcing the Islanders to ice the puck. Now Steve Sterling trying somehow to reverse this momentum swing. Well, you work hard, isn't it something? You work hard for 2 periods, you do a lot of right things. You've got a 2-0 lead, and within a span of about 4 minutes, things can change. Now, the Bruins leading 3-0 at home against the Rangers.
The Islanders getting some help from the Fleet Center, needing to help themselves in their own building. Bates with Asham ahead. Asham to the net. He shoots, and Krusek with a sliding save robs Aaron Asham.
What a pass from Sean Bates to Asham. I mean, this was a thing of beauty. Asham was just a little ahead of Bates. And watch Bates move, and then watch the pass on the back end. Flips it up and lands it soft so that Asham could skate into it. Didn't have to break stride. And he does it so that Asham doesn't go offside. Watch, Asham will go past him. He doesn't have to break stride. He just puts it into an area softly and lets him skate into it. And Krusek comes up with a big, big save.
Asham's been struggling almost the same as Bates for a goal. Ninema driving one through the slot. It's been 12 games for Asham. And Todd White shoots it out of the zone. Just about 7 minutes gone here in the third period. Now Prusek hands off for Phillips. Hunter got in the way of that though. Tries to get it to the net. Blake instead goes wide. Shots are 28-19 for Ottawa. Hunter doing some work in the corner. Sets up Blake out from behind, put it in front, but Hunter couldn't get a stick on it. Chara was providing some disturbance. Now Blake got a little kick from Hunter. Finds Hamrlik, throws it at Canetti, scores! And the Islanders have taken a 3-2 lead. And if it's Hamrlik, and we don't know for sure, but if it is Roman Hamrlik, it is his first of the year.
If it isn't, give it to him anyway. Krusek didn't see it. Good play down deep by Hunter and by Blake. And Pekka's the other one. Hamrlik goes in to help out on the forecheck. Takes a hit. Now this puck has eyes. Here comes the shot. It just went through everybody. Phillips acted as a screen for Krusek. And Hamrlik get it.
Yeah, if it hit anything, it would have been Phillips. So Roman Hamrlik's first in the year has New York in front. Smolinski tied up by Cliff Ronning. And that gets the crowd back into it because those 2 Ottawa goals had taken them away from things. Kvasha back to the net, shoots and scores! Oleg Kvasha restores the Islander 2-goal lead. It's 4-2 New York.
Ronning gets put out on this line. And Ronning makes a defensive play in his own zone. That led to this. Watch it coming up. Right there. Ronning makes it, and then they're able to clear it. So Ottawa doesn't get the shot, and then the steal by Kvasha. And look at the long reach and the moves. So Ronning makes a defensive play. Kvasha steals the puck from Smolinski, and then makes that play. And quickly, a change in momentum.
There you go, 21 seconds, too. 2 goals in 21 seconds. After the Senators had scored twice in 24 seconds to tie the game. There's just no calming that Kvasha down after he scores a goal, is there? I mean, did you see that? Forget about raising the stick. Forget about raising his stick. Now, Hamrlik wanted a dance. It's understandable. The first goal of the year, but watch Holy here.
There it is. He steals it right there. That long reach. And then he makes that kind of, I mean, that's a beautiful move.
I'm down now.
And then look at him. He goes crazy.
Easy,
and
big
then
boy.
Goes nuts. And he's telling these guys right now, leave me alone. Don't ever tap me on the head after I score a big goal. Please.
So Kvasha, another streak buster. He's gone 8 games since his last goal. And the Islanders, once again, up by a pair.
That's the way things have gone for Hamrlik. He doesn't even get a chance to celebrate his first goal in
Can't say it. Going back to last year.
Games. Going on 50, let's just put it that way.
Adrian Aucoin had that one in his equipment. But as far as Hamrlik goes, you got to go back to March 28th of last season. 48 games ago, including this season's total of 46 games. The Islanders were in Toronto, or played Toronto here at the Coliseum that night.
You think about the goal he scored. He made the play to kind of keep it going. He was in on the forecheck, keeping the puck in. And then Snow with the high five to Kvasha.
Yeah, no resumption of fisticuffs.
Should have punched him. A little love tap.
Love tap,
That's
right.
all.
Got him going.
Teammates do.
Blake trying to get around Chara, got it right through the goal crease.
That's unity, man.
White. Boy, he must have been a tough coach to play for.
Haven't you heard of that?
I've heard of tough
Yeah,
love.
we've seen Snowy after games where he's won take all kinds of abuse and
Right.
punishment from everybody. Should have given a little back to Ole there after he scored a big goal.
Well, at practice yesterday, for those of you wondering what we're talking about, Kvasha had broken his stick across Snow's pants. Next thing you know, they're going at it. And Snow bloodied Kvasha a little bit. But talking to Steve Sterling in particular about it today, interference penalty here, by the way, called to Michael Pekka. Steve said he actually kind of liked it. You know, he likes to see that kind of emotion and feistiness once in a while. It used to be commonplace, he said.
Steve Sterling had a player, Paul Cavallini, that had some good years in the National Hockey League.
He couldn't fight. He was about 5'2".
No, but he played for Steve at Providence. And he said Paul Cavallini used to do the same thing in practice. He played the same way, play hard, and he used to irritate everybody.
And he was really small,
Well,
right?
no, he wasn't that. Paul Cavallini? No. He was 6 feet.
Really?
6 feet, 200
I thought
pounds.
he was a tiny guy.
No.
Who am I thinking of then? Right now, the Islanders thinking of the penalty kill.
I'll think about that. I'll get back to you.
Get back to me with some vital statistics, would you?
I'm going to try and figure out who you're thinking about.
Here comes Bates again. I know Doug Palazzari was about. Did you play with Palazzari?
I played against him for many years.
He was about 5'5".
Yes, he was.
I don't know if that's what I was thinking of, though.
Doug Palazzari now runs USA Hockey. Congratulations to him and his efforts into the junior team for that World Junior Championship.
You know what? We ought to have some fun tomorrow in Toronto, giving it to those guys. You know, all the people in Toronto, they, of course, invented hockey up there. And I'd like to let you know that, so I think we ought to have a little fun.
We appreciate them letting the U.S. team win.
Good. That's a good start. Kvasha gets in over the Ottawa line halfway through the Senators' power play. 9:40 to go in the third period. Now Blake gets rid of it. Zdeno Chara wheels out of his own zone. And Pothier skips it over the stick. And Rick DiPietro, recovered by Smolinski, put it to the side of the net to White. Martinic had him and eventually pulled him down. And then Chara chips it away. And Bates will spread things out. 20 seconds left on the power play for Ottawa.
Yeah, 2-goal lead again, but still, when you're playing Ottawa and there's 9 minutes to play, that's plenty of time for them to score goals. So the Islanders still plenty of work to do.
Osa slapped away by Janssen. Nice play by Kenny Janssen. He freed the puck, got rid of it, and that'll get Pekka out of the box with nary a shot fired at the Islanders that got through during that Ottawa power play. 8.5 remaining in the third.
Panasonic digital replay. Past Prusik, that made it a 3-2 Islander lead.
And then 21 seconds later, Kvasha scored. And so as we approach the 8-minute mark remaining in the third, the Islanders have reopened a 2-goal lead, which is how they started this third period. Aaron Asham came together with Sean Van Allen. DiPietro leaves it for his defense in the person of Eric Cairns. Neal almost clipped linesman Ray Scapinello, spinning that in behind the Islander goal. Asham trying to weave through some traffic. Shoved by Pothier, will now head to the bench. That eluded the grasp of DiPietro. So White fires it in front. It's all the way to Rakunik. Cairns on Schaefer. White with room. Out from behind. And a save by DiPietro with a left pad. Boy, White was all by himself.
Another good save.
Eric Cairns went up high with it. Maybe an icing, but they wave it off. Hunter was challenging too. So Prusek, a little slow in wheeling it away from Hunter. Finds the other side of the ice for Schaefer. 6:45 to go in the third. And again, now with the Islanders up by 2, that score at the Fleet Center looks even better to them. Boston leading the Rangers 3-0. Again, the teams tied in points. Islanders have won 3 more games and a chance to make it 4. Further strengthen their hold, such as it is, on that 8th slot. It would still be, it would be just a 2-point advantage, but it's almost like 3 because they own the tiebreaker for now. Here comes Ronning with Winehandle. Ronning shoots, he scores! Second of the game for Cliff Ronning, and the Islanders
shot. Nothing better than that. No, perfect position. Didn't look like there was much to shoot at, and he just found a spot over the shoulder, just underneath that little spot where the crossbar and the post come together.
So running, providing offense. 3 goals in 2 games. And the Islanders with a 5-2 lead now, and under 6 minutes remaining in the third. Pietro up the middle, deflected. Here comes Bates, a breakaway, gives it to Asher. Missed the net. 2 forwards starved for a goal.
I think Pothier came back and got a stick on, maybe on the puck or on the stick of Asham.
Langfeld the other way. Martina can't find it. It's at his
foot. 4-0 the other night. As we mentioned before, 3-0 was the last score we saw. The Bruins leading the Rangers. And the Bruins will play the Rangers tomorrow night at MSG.
Jason Blake stepped into his man, White, far side. Alfredson checked by Blake. And now Phillips or Schaefer. Hamrlik stays with Schaefer, so DiPietro comes out and wheels the puck around to Hamrlik, or pardon me, to Ninnema. Alfredson on Ninnema. Johnny with a second chance. Doesn't clear. Chara throws it towards the net. Alfredson grabs it. Now Chara jumps in towards the net. Alfredson the shot. Pekka got a piece of it. And then Hunter bats it up the boards. Blake has a little room. Chara chasing. Blake towards the net. Blake in for a shot off of Prusek behind him. And Prusek holds on with plenty of help.
Yeah, that's Pekka, I believe, on the ice, and Alfredson on top of him. When Alfredson was on top of Pekka, it looked like he was pushing his head down or his neck down with his stick. And that's why Pekka, when he got out of the scrum, he was incensed with that. And these are 2 players that shook hands when the game started. The 2 captains had a ceremonial puck drop at center ice. Walked away from that, skated away from that, shaking hands. Watch a little stutter step here. Stop and then go. And Chara wasn't ready for it, and that gave Blake that chance. The puck is behind, and there goes Pekka. Now watch what happens. With Pekka down, that's a shot on the head by Alfredson. And then holds him down and continues to push down on the back of his head. Nothing wrong with that play at all. That's a good play by Pekka. As he was going for the puck. Didn't hit the goaltender, was going for the puck.
There's your ceremonial face-off.
Yeah, so much for that friendly handshake. There it is again. Good save by Prusek, but doesn't know where the puck is. It's loose. Pekka sees that and he goes after it. Again, as they came out of the penalty box. Islanders are going to win the season series with Ottawa, losing just 1 game, and that was a 1-0 gem by Patrick Lalime in Ottawa, a game in which I thought the Islanders could have easily won that game.
Took a late goal in the 3rd period from Peter Schaefer to give Ottawa the win on New Year's night.
And you think Ottawa is one of the best defensive teams in the league. In the other 3 games, including this one here, the Islanders have scored 15 goals in those other 3 games.
So if in fact they do meet, and we're still talking 2.5 months down the road, the Islanders at least will take comfort in having handled the Senators well during the regular season. 2 wins, a loss, and a tie as the Islanders defeat the Senators this afternoon, 5-2. It's all over. It's been 10 years since they last beat Ottawa during the regular season for the season series.
Now, when the Islanders led 2-0 and Ottawa came back in this 3rd period and scored 2 goals in the first 4 minutes to tie the game at 2. There was a momentum switch, and Ottawa had it, but the Islanders were able to grab it back on the goal by Hamrlik, and then another quick one by Kvasha after that. Rick DiPietro was just tremendous in goal for the Islanders. Maybe his best game of the year. The 2 goals that were scored on DiPietro, he didn't have a chance on either one of those.
So a solid game for DiPietro, playing his 2nd consecutive game. Back-to-back games might suggest that Garth Snow will go in Toronto tomorrow night, but that's certainly open for Steve Sterling to debate between the coaching staff and himself. Roman Hamrlik gets on the board. Finally, first goal of the year for Roman. He'll be one of the stars of the game. They're announcing Rick DiPietro as the third star. Might have seen the second star standing next to Roman Hamrlik. There he comes now. Cliff running.
He just keeps getting better and better, doesn't he? Oh, he's such a smart player.
Hasn't taken long either.
No, made a good defensive play that led to the Kvasha goal. And Roman Hamrlik, nice to see him with his shot and his ability to get points throughout his career. I mean, it was a head shaker to think that he took him this long to score a goal.
Remember a couple of years ago, Adrian O'Coin's first year with the Islanders, he struggled for a while. When he finally started to score, they came in bunches. I wonder if that'll happen with Roman, who is standing
Momentum
by
on their
downstairs.
side until this. Hamrlik throws it at the net after he had done a good job helping out on the forecheck, and he just puts it at the net. Perfect shot. Posted in. Krusek, the goaltender, was screened on the play, and it turned out to be the goal of the game because it changed momentum back in favor of the Islanders. They were able to get another quick one after that and then finish it off with one more. But it was a huge goal. They needed the points to stay where they are and keep trying to move up.
You know, it was interesting, too, to see over the last couple of games. Remember, the Islanders had the 7-game losing streak earlier this year, and they were not very resilient during that stretch. They really seemed to sag at the first sign of adversity. But now they've come through a stretch where they'd only won once in 7 games, but that was a different kind of stretch because they had a tie or, you know, a couple of points come up during that streak. Now that they've won a couple in a row, they've been able to turn the corner and put that in the rearview mirror.
You know what I think has been a real positive for them is that they lose Parrish and they lose Yashin, 2 of their top goal scorers, and now they know that they have to find a way to score goals in order to keep competing. They had some trouble with that at first, but players have slowly stepped up. One game it's a group of some players, another game it's somebody else. Ronning was such an important move and still a great move, I think, by Mike Milbury to sign him for his experience, his playmaking, and to help the power play. And it's starting to pay off now as he's getting in better and better shape.
No time to savor it. Islanders head right to Toronto. We'll head downstairs now to Deb Kaufman.
You know, as many cities as Cliff Ronning played in, he never played in an eastern city, and he's got all these eastern matchups, and he'll be, after the matchup against Ottawa, the Islanders played Ottawa last year in the postseason, right back up to Toronto, the riveting series from 2 years ago, and now even in the regular season, every time that the Islanders face Toronto, it's a good game. So Cliff Ronning getting a taste of these eastern battles. We got a taste of Miracle, and Buzz Schneider, part of the Miracle on Ice in 1980 with the ceremonial puck drop. At that point, Alfredsson and Pekka were shaking hands. They were shaking their heads at each other by the time this one ended. So a matinee becomes an afternoon delight. The Islanders gave up 2 Ottawa goals in 24 seconds, but they grabbed the momentum back with 2 Islander goals in 21 seconds. Cliff Ronning had numbers 299 and 300. Jason Blake buried one. There were good signs all over the place. So join us again tomorrow when the Islanders visit the Maple Leafs. Geico Islanders game night leads off at 7. The game time at 7:30 from the Air Canada Center. Now stay tuned for English Premier League highlights. Kevin Meininger, Larry Ross, Charlie Couture, Pete McEvely. For Howie Rose and Joe Micheletti, I'm Deb Kaufman. A good afternoon for the Coliseum. A very good afternoon. The Islanders win big. We'll see you later.
The Sens have only 1 loss in their last 16 games. Music to the ears of head coach Jacques Martin early on. It's Rick DiPietro putting on the show. Todd White shot stopped. Great toe save on the rebound. Peter Schaefer denied. Daniel Alfredsson tries to center. DiPietro 12 saves in the period. Dying seconds of the first. Trent Hunter ahead to Jason Blake. Rip it. Past Martin Prusek, his 14th goal of the season. 1-zip Isles after 1. Second period, the newly acquired veteran Cliff Ronning gets a nice bounce up the boards, and Ronning takes advantage. He beats Prusek on the wrap on his 2nd goal of the season. 2-zip Isles after 2. Third period, here come the Sens. Zdeno Chara's point shot redirected in front by Chris Neal. He's credited with his 5th goal of the season, cuts the lead to 2-1. Todd White now emerging. His shot is stopped by DiPietro. Alfredsson puts in the rebound. That's Danny's 18th goal. Ties the game at 2, but here come the Isles. Jason Blake along the boards to Roman Hamrlik. His shot, a seeing-eye goal, beats Prusek. His first goal of the season, a long time coming. 3-2 Isles. 21 seconds later, Ole Kvasha walks in. How about a pretty move? How do you do? Backhand to forehand, 5-hole. Meaning The Isles take it 5-2 is your final. Cliff Ronning, the Reclamation Project, added his second goal of the game and 300th of his career. The Islanders' first series win over Ottawa since the 93-94 season. They win the season series 2-1-1.
Games played this afternoon, including the National Hockey League on Long Island. The Ottawa Senators, with only one loss in their last 16 games, had a chance to overtake Toronto for first in the Northeast if they could beat the Isles, who lead the Eastern Conference with 16 home wins. However, first period, Sens shorthanded on the rush. Martin Hamrlik to Big Zdeno Chara, the ex-Islander, robbed by Rick DiPietro. Martin Prusik, the other end. Jason Blake beats him with a snapshot with 18 ticks left in the clock in the first. So that opens the scoring. In the second, Wade Redden, another ex-Islander, off the face-off. Nothing but crossbar. Moments later, Cliff Ronning catches Prusik looking the wrong way, and he banks in his second goal of the season. It's a 2-0. Cliff Ronning just signed. Back from the Sens, Martin Havlat. Breakaway! Hits the iron. The Sens getting chances, but no. Havlat still trying to solve DiPietro. He stopped. DiPietro makes not one, not two, but three saves. None better than that last one at the other end. Sean Bates, partial break, gets the shot off. Prusik gets a little glove on that. Bates hasn't scored a goal in more than a month. The dry spell. Third period, 4-on-4. Daniel Alfredson gets a gift, a rebound, wide open net, and no mistake. His 18th to tie it up at 2s, but the Islanders come right back. Roman Hamrlik throwing the puck at the net and in. Just like that is first. 21 seconds later, Kvasha steals the puck from Brian Smolinski, undresses Prusik there as 9th. 4-2 Islanders, and they do not stop. Ronning, nice acquisition for New York. Lays into one, his second of the game, not just that, 300th of his career, and you can't go more on top corner than that. 5-2 Islanders. Keep an eye on the Islanders bench. Mike Pekka dives for the errant puck, loses his seat in the process, and the Islanders have a little yuck about that. They can afford it because they were up, and they went on to win it 5-2. Hamrlik, as mentioned, first goal in 49 games. The Senators lose on Long Island for just the second time in 19 games as the Isles win the season series for the first time since 93-94. We got more hockey for you.
A great opportunity to take over first place in the East, losing for just the second time in 17 games. Ottawa also dropped the season series to New York for the first time since the 93-94 campaign. Off to the rink, Cliff Ronning, little guy, big heart, 298 goals. Sitting close to 300. Second period, Cliff Ronning. Sneaky. Marty Prusik still hasn't seen it, unless he's watching these highlights. The count now at 299. Isles looking for more. Ottawa can't keep it in. Sean Bates, partial break, looking for the shorty. Prusik says, I don't think so. Turn out the lights. Jacques Martin's men in a familiar spot. They trailed by 4 last week. Coming back is no biggie to them. 2:11 into the period, Zdeno Chara's shot goes off Chris Neal. Tough guy's got 5. Now 2-1. 24 seconds later, 4-on-4 hockey. Todd White stopped. Daniel Alfredson. Captain's there. His 18th. Deuces are wild. Isles on the attack. Jason Blake back to Roman Hamrlik. Piping in. That's his first goal in 49 games. The drought is over. 21 seconds later, Kvasha, the theft on Brian Smolinski, moves in. Slick moves in tight. He's got number 9, 4-2 Islanders. New York keeping the pressure on. Now we started the pack with Ronning. Only appropriate we finish it with him. Number 77 now has 300 on his career. He can still get it done. 3 unanswered for the Isles. They take it. Voting the Sens off the island. Ottawa losing for the first time in 5 games. The Islanders improved to 2-1-1 against the Senators. As talked about, taking the season series for the first time in 10 years. Now before the game, the league named Marty Havlat Offensive Player of the Week.
Senators and Islanders meeting for the second time in 4 days. Excellent second effort by Trent Hunter. Sticks with it along the boards. Final seconds of the first period. Jason Blake flutters a wrist shot that somehow beats Martin Prusik glove side. Blake gets the goal, 1-0 Islanders. To the second, Cliff Ronning, 1-on-2. Behind the Ottawa net, takes the puck, banks it off Prusik's elbow, give Ronning the goal, and just like that, Islanders 2-0 lead. Still in the second, watch Martin Havlat. Put on the brakes, move to the middle, wide open shot, save DiPietro. The rebound, Karol Rakunek, and look at that save. DiPietro on his back, made 30 saves on the day, none better than that one. Islanders led 2-0 after 2. We flash back to Thursday because the Islanders had a 4-0 lead that night until Zdeno Chara brought the Senators all the way back with that goal, one-timer from the right point. And we show you that because third period on Monday, Watch this shot. Same Chara, same right point, same one-timer. This one tipped in by Chris Neal, 2-1. 68 seconds later, Ottawa ties it. Todd White's shot stopped. Daniel Alfredson not stopped by Roman Hamrlik. Just like that, it's 2-2. So Steve Sterling says, timeout, guys. You got short-term memory loss. Remember Thursday? Well, the Islanders did. Jason Blake along the boards taps it out to Hamrlik, who makes amends for that defensive gap. Somehow this puck eludes everyone, including Prusek. Hits the post and scores. Hamrlik's first of the year. Islanders up 3-2. 21 seconds later, watch Brian Smolinski. Rags the puck back toward his own zone. Oleg Kvasha steals. Now remember, he was beat up by his own goalie on Sunday in practice. This time he beats the opposing goalie. Prusek victimized. Islanders now 4-2 lead, but not done. Roning along the boards at mid-ice, takes it, and continues on. And from the face-off circle, he blasts one. Beats Prusek glove side. That was a theme. 5-2, Islanders with the win. Roning now 2 goals, including 300th of his NHL career. He has 3 in his 4 games as an Islander. Isles now alone in 8th place in the East. And it's their second home win this year against the Senators. Before this year, they hadn't beaten Ottawa at the Coliseum in 7.5 years. Islanders have scored 13 goals in their last 3 games, and after this win, the head coach admitted he learned a lesson.
Well, it shows that that there is resiliency and there's some veteran leadership there, and we didn't hang our heads. It's 2-2 against a good hockey club. We knew we weren't going to try to keep them off the board. To do it for 2 periods, we thought were pretty good. And we knew they weren't going to roll over and die, keep coming at us, and 1 got them excited, and then the 2 got them real excited. But I like the way that after they got the 2, that we just relaxed, settled things down. We called the timeout just to slow things down, and I really didn't even say much. The veterans spoke up and saying, hey, it's no big deal. It's a 16-minute game, and that's what we made it.
I think we showed a lot of character tonight. Like, you know, you keep seeing that we're a young team, but we're starting to mature. We're starting to come together as a group, and